guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be doing a mukbang, but also talking about my experience for the forage in the army. Before we get started, what I'm having as my meal for this mukbang or whatever is this place called Long John Silver's. They have like breaded fish, breaded chicken, hush puppies, shrimp, breaded shrimp, fries, all that, coleslaw and all that stuff, but it's like a really good place to go to get some fast seafood. I was supposed to get coleslaw, but they mixed it up with fries instead, you know, because I really wanted coleslaw to have something refreshing. But it's okay. The fries are still good, so. But anyways, carrying on, let's get right on to the video. So let me just try to multitask, eat and talk at the same time. So for me, the forage, we started the whole thing. It's like a 3-night, 4 days type of ruck. So when we started, it was the night, not the night before, but like the evening of some day. So before we actually went to ruck 11 miles, the first 11 miles for the forage, we of course prepped all of our gear outside, like our rucksack, our ACHs, which is the helmet, and all that, everything that you need to bring. But before walking, we did some stretches for a few minutes, you know, to warm up our bodies, because it was the first time we were rucking at like 9, what, I think we stepped off at 10 p.m. or something, not sure, but it wasn't like at 4 a.m. like how the anvil and the hammer was. So after stretching and all of that, we waited a bit. We had like a little snack so that we'd have some energy on the ruck. And for some reason, I had so much energy before walking. I was like super excited, very energetic. And I think that's what helped me pass the forage in a good mood, because people were so friendly and everyone was happy and all that stuff. So we definitely walked this, for me, we walked the same route as we did the anvil and the hammer. But for some reason, it felt so much faster in the beginning of the ruck, because obviously it's going to be a different path to where you're going to go for your patrol base for the forage. But like in the beginning, it was the same as like the anvil and the hammer. So in total, we had at least only 3 stops as a break, like 15-minute breaks during the forage, which was shorter and less than I thought, because that's how much we had during the anvil. And it's a shorter ruck. But those 3 breaks, they felt really long for some reason for me, because in the beginning, like I said, I had so much energy and I wasn't even tired at all. So like that break was like, dang, what the heck, you know? But then the other breaks weren't as good, you know, because after walking for a bit, you obviously get tired. But, you know, you just don't think about all the breaks that you want to take in your legs. Don't think about that. I don't remember what I was thinking during the ruck. Like, I was probably just like walking, staring at the ground, making sure I don't trip. Because there's a story. Hush puppy. So the short people walk in the front at the beginning. You start off with all of us short people in the front. There's another female that is obviously my height, and there was a lot of holes in our trail that we were walking, because we were walking through the woods and stuff, obviously. And then like the drill sergeants and the captain that we had was like, watch out for this hole, don't step in it and trip. And then she echoed that back, but then she ended up tripping in that hole and twisting her ankle, and she was wailing, and everyone had to stop walking because she was injured. It was really awkward. I felt bad. I didn't know what to do, because like whenever I leaned over in my rucksack, I'd fall over, because that's bigger than me. It's so much bigger than me. But luckily someone did stop and help her. After walking that 11 miles to our patrol base, we obviously they put us in temporary spots by platoon so that we could sleep for the night. And I was like, of course, since I'm a female, I was only with females in this little small section from our platoon, from our platoon. And throughout the night, they didn't wake us up at all. Like, it was just a really peaceful night, surprisingly. Like, the drill sergeants didn't come and yell. And they let us sleep in until like 7 a.m., which was the longest they've ever done on a ruck and in general. Like, on Sundays, we only got to sleep in until like 5:30 or 6, something like that. So, But of course, after we woke up, we ate our MREs. And then they moved us to a different location. And then we just did a bunch of concurrent training. Like, with our weapons, we'd walk through these abandoned buildings that they had there. And did like 9-line, medevac, and all that stuff again to pass the time. And they did this for the 3 days that we spent the night there. Oh. So, of course, that was the first day. We just did concurrent training. We ate like hot A's. Nothing special. But then when it came to the second day, if I remember correctly, that's when we did Nick at Night. And it sucked. Let me tell you about it. So Nick at Night is something that you must pass because it's obviously part of the forge. It's where you crawl the length of a football field. For us, it was sand. I heard for other people it was like pebbles and stuff. But we had sand. We had to crawl through all of that. There's barbed wires you had to crawl under. High crawl, low crawl. With the gunfire shooting over your head. And it's real. You shouldn't stand up, even though it won't hit you if you do. But they say you just shouldn't because you want to get through, like, the entire thing. This is fish, I think. Maybe chicken. But there are also flares going over our heads as well while we were crawling. So whenever the flare went up into the sky, you had to stop crawling and no one moved. It was kind of like everyone was dead. But we had to walk to our Nick at Night location for it. The thing is, it sucked. It was literally across the street from our base. But they made us walk like 2 miles, like, around just to get there. And I was like, huh? But we did like this night obstacle course before Nick at Night. We like climbed over a wall with our ACHs and IOTVs and stuff because you obviously have to wear that when you are there and you have to crawl and stuff. But we had to like do this obstacle course to prepare us. Climbing over a wall, crawling under like logs and stuff to prepare us for Nick at Night. So that was kind of fun, but it was because you work as a team. But it was kind of stressful if you were scared. So after we finished crawling for Nick at Night and got up, we obviously had to walk back to our patrol base for the night. We took that 2-mile walk, but at the same time, they called it the Trail of Tears. I don't know why. Because for some of us, we had to hold water jugs, MRE boxes, or some type of random stuff, heavy stuff that they'd make us carry and walk back with so that we'd feel like we want to give up. Yeah. After we got back, we got to go to sleep, clean, do whatever you, personal hygiene or whatever, and then sleep. But also forgot to mention, during the forge, I didn't have to pull fire guard at all. I know some people did, but I wasn't woken up for it at all because we did like 1-hour intervals going around the circle, but it never reached me. And after that, the days after, we did more concurrent training, like I said, 9-line, medevac, all that stuff. And then it was time for the walk back. Sorry. Now keep in mind, I did the forge in November, so it was like cold in South Carolina because I went to Fort Jackson. So the walk back, we obviously go back the same way we got there. Everywhere we went, we always walked for the forge, so it did add up to 40 miles. But when we were walking back, we walked for like, I think it was 7, maybe 8, And then that's when we stopped because we were going to do night shooting. I don't know if it's the same for every other base, but that's what we did, night shooting. The night shooting is when, well, for us, before that, we'd walk all the way to the range. There was like a ton of them. There was one specific one that we went to. I think it was range 7. I don't know. But we stopped at like the very last range, and then they made us run our assault packs. We didn't ruck back in our rucks. I forgot to mention it was our assault packs, but it was like heavy kind of. But we had to run in our assault packs and our ACHs, of course. And it was all the way to like the 5th range or something, 7th, 5th, I don't know. But we had to run a little bit and all of that just to get to that range to shoot at night. It's like targets that like pop up really fast, and of course you're working with your weapon, sorry. But the targets pop up fast and you just shoot them for fun. Like they don't know who's on which target, so it doesn't matter, but you just have to do it. It's like mandatory. After the night shooting, they made us walk to like this little spot. For us, our second lieutenant was so nice, and she had like hot chocolate prepared, like bananas, some type like granola bars and stuff, food after the night shooting, just to reward us. But I was like one of the last groups to go for that night shooting, so I didn't get hot cocoa. It was all gone, and I was really sad. But after the night shooting, we walked off, obviously. We still continued walking back. Sorry, camera change. But anyways, we had to usually walk to Hilton Field. That's closer. But for my company, we walked all the way back to our company building for some reason. I don't know why, because they wanted to make us change into warmer clothes, I guess. But we were there. We got at the company at like 12 a.m. after walking back from our patrol base. And then we stayed there until like 4 a.m. and then walked to Hilton Field. Because at that time, we packed all the stuff away besides our rucksacks. Put our assault bags away, changed into like our silks and waffles, which was warmer, because we were gonna be standing outside in the cold. I think it was super cold on Hilton Field to do graduation at 6 a.m. But yeah, at 4, that's when we stepped off to walk to Hilton Field to practice for graduation at 6. It wasn't live stream or anything. It was just like the graduation for finishing the forge and actually finishing basically basic training, because that's the last thing you need to do. But after getting to Hilton Field and walking, so that added like another 2-4 miles, I guess you could say. But we got there, practiced graduation twice. It wasn't long, but that's when they put on the army patch that you wear, of course, and then you put on your berets, and they give you like the elbow or high five or whatever, COVID, you know. But that was the end of the forge. Graduation, we stood out there for like 2-3 hours, you know, in the freezing cold. One person in front of me passed out, like her legs buckled, and it was kind of scary to see, but it's also an amazing experience. Maybe I missed some details about the forge. It happened like it happened like a month and a half ago, almost 2, so I don't really remember much, but that's my experience, what happened, what we did on the forge. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Maybe it was useful to know, maybe it was interesting to know. Sorry for the bad lighting. It's my room. The food, I will definitely finish this. I always eat it later. I'm kind of full now, so yeah. Thank you for watching. I hope you like my video. I don't know when I'll post again or what I'll post at this point. If you have any suggestions, let me know in the comments. Thank you for all the support I've had recently on my recent videos. It means a lot. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.